Struggling to afford clothing, you're not alone. Clothing is a basic necessity, yet for many the cost can be a significant burden. Countless individuals and families, particularly those navigating financial hardship, find it challenging to keep up with the expense. It's a widespread issue affecting communities across the globe. But take heart, we're here to show you it's not a hopeless situation. There are resources available and strategies you can employ to ease this burden. But don't worry, there are ways to find free clothing near you. First, consider turning to local churches and faith-based organizations. These pillars of the community often go beyond spiritual support, offering tangible help to those who need it most. Many of these organizations operate clothing closets, providing free attire for those in need. From everyday wear to professional attire for job interviews, these clothing closets can be a lifeline for individuals and families struggling financially. It's not only churches, but also synagogues, mosques, and other places of worship that often extend their hands and hearts to help. These faith-based organizations are driven by their mission to serve their communities, providing essential resources to those who need them. So don't hesitate to reach out to these institutions, drop them a call, send them an email, or walk in during their operating hours. Ask about their clothing assistance programs. You might be surprised by the help they can offer. Remember, these organizations exist to serve the community, and that includes you. Next, think about charitable organizations and social services. These establishments can often be a lifeline for those in need of essential items such as clothing. Take, for instance, organizations like Goodwill, Salvation Army, and St. Vincent de Paul. These charitable entities often provide vouchers or gift cards to their thrift stores for those in need of attire. This means you could potentially pick out clothing that suits your personal style and needs, all without having to spend a dime. Another avenue to explore is Dress for Success. This wonderful organization provides professional attire for low-income women seeking employment. They believe in empowering women to achieve economic independence, and providing professional clothing is one of the ways they do this. Similarly, Career Gear offers professional clothing for men entering the workforce. They understand the importance of making a good first impression and provide the means to do just that. But it's not just these well-known organizations that can help. Homeless shelters and social service agencies often have clothing closets or partnerships with local organizations. These agencies understand that clothing is about more than just covering up. It's about dignity, confidence, and in some cases, survival. They work tirelessly to ensure that those who need clothing can access it. So how do you tap into these resources? It's simpler than you might think. Start by contacting these organizations directly. Ask them about their services and any requirements they may have. Remember, these organizations exist to help, so don't be shy about reaching out. Also, consider visiting these locations in person if you can. Sometimes this can yield better results, especially for places like shelters that may not have a strong online presence. In short, charitable organizations and social services can be an invaluable resource when you're in need. They offer a variety of services and can provide you with the clothing you need. So don't hesitate to contact these organizations and inquire about their services. Scene script. Schools and online resources can also be a great help. Let's delve into that further. Schools can be an unexpected source of free clothing. Some schools have programs or partnerships with local organizations designed to provide free clothing to students and their families. This is particularly true in colder climates where winter gear is a necessity. Schools often recognize the importance of their students having appropriate clothing for the weather and the season. Therefore, it's worth reaching out to your local schools or school districts to inquire about any such resources available. Now let's talk about the online world. The internet has made it easier than ever to connect people who have things to give away with those who need them. Sites like FreeCycle are a testament to this. FreeCycle is a grassroots, non-profit movement of people who are giving and getting stuff for free in their own towns. It's all about reuse and keeping good stuff out of landfills. You can find everything from furniture to clothing being given away in your local community. Facebook Marketplace and community groups can also be a goldmine for free items, including clothing. Many people offer free items to those in their local community. Just search for local, buy-nothing groups or other community groups where members might be offering free clothing. Craigslist, though it may seem old school, is still a valuable resource as well. Under the free section of the for sale category, you can find a plethora of items being given away for free, including clothing. To access these resources, all you need is a device with an internet connection. You can browse listings, respond to posts, or even post a request for what you need. Remember, when using these online resources, always be cautious and ensure your safety when arranging to pick up items. Take advantage of these resources. They can provide a wealth of free clothing. Community centers, clothing swaps, and government assistance can also offer help. Community centers serve as vibrant hubs of activity in many neighborhoods. Some of them have clothing closets or even host clothing swap events. These events are a fantastic way to give away clothes you no longer need while picking up something new to you. It's a win-win situation. Clothing swaps aren't only limited to community centers. They can pop up anywhere from your local park to a neighbor's backyard. Keep an eye out for local clothing swap events in your area. They're a fantastic and eco-friendly way to refresh your wardrobe without spending a dime. But what about when the need is more specific, like clothing for work or school? This is where government assistance can come into play. Some government programs offer assistance for clothing, particularly for work or school purposes. These programs recognize that having appropriate attire is essential for job interviews, maintaining employment, and ensuring that children can attend school comfortably. Contact your local Department of Human or Social Services to inquire about available programs. In all these scenarios, it's important to remember that you're not alone. There are resources available, and there are communities ready to help. Whether it's through community centers, clothing swaps, or government programs, the help is there. Remember, help is available. You just need to reach out and access it. Finding free clothing near you is possible. We've explored various avenues like local churches, charitable organizations, social service agencies, and faith-based groups that operate clothing closets. We've seen how schools and online platforms such as FreeCycle, Facebook Marketplace, and Craigslist can serve as valuable resources. Community centers hosting clothing swaps and government assistance programs can also be helpful. Remember, it's all about reaching out directly to these organizations, checking your eligibility for their programs, and sometimes visiting in person. Don't feel hesitant to inquire about their services and any specific requirements they might have. Lastly, don't forget about the 211 information line, dialing 211 or visiting 211. Org can connect you to local resources, including those that offer free clothing. With these resources, you should be able to find the clothing you need. Remember, you're not alone in this struggle. Help is out there.